Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I want to talk a bit about No Man's Sky, because the latest update to No Man's Sky was the Beacons update, and there's a lot of controversy going on about the Beacons update. Did it release in a good state? Should we complain about it? Because it's a 3 update, and I'm going to get all into that today, chums. So if that sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned. Well, let's jump on over to the interwebs. Okay, so chums, so this is the Beacon update that released, and Sean Murray has listed out each and every single element with a funky little emoji. So, settlement overhaul. Yes, the settlements have been overhauled. However, we did have a little bit of a bug that we couldn't actually put in the Overseer's office. 50% of the time it just failed. So step 1 of seeing the overhaul, we didn't get to see. Own multiple towns. Well, yes, you could actually own multiple towns, but not all of them would have the Overseer's station. It was very hit and miss. All the timers were squiffy, so you'd get one build opportunity, and then none others after that. Squadron defences. You can assign your squadrons to defend your settlements. However, I don't know how you actually go about doing that. I haven't actually assigned mine to protect my settlement. There was also a bug where your squadrons would go and help settlements that you don't own, and that's been patched now and fixed. But that was a problem on launch. Citizen dilemmas. Well, one of the dilemmas is none of the citizens would come into you. You'd only get one interaction at your settlement and then none others after that because all the timers were broken. Town economy, well, that's kind of laughable. At some stages it would go up and then it would go down. Your happiness didn't actually factor at all. When you put in things to increase your happiness, it would go up by a faction of +1, even though it said a +5. And the economy seemed to be a little bit shite because your debt just carried on going up. No matter how many buildings that you was getting up to an A class. It's all sort of balancing now. It's all starting to work. But at launch, this was very broken. The upgrading of buildings. Whenever you upgraded a building from B class all the way up to S class, it would still have the B class logo on the top, spinning in conjunction with the S class logo, making a new class of BS class. And it was complete BS on launch. That's slowly been fixed. I think it's fixed now. But yeah, that was craziness. Huge robot towns. If you actually got yourself an autophage town, it was very basic at launch because you weren't getting those settlement overhaul options to actually build new buildings. You'd get one. So it was large, but I wouldn't say it was huge because you didn't get the opportunity to expand it. Improved snapping. If you want to say that improved snapping is having your roof tiles for your buildings that only snap to your floor tiles and don't snap to the walls, I don't think that's an improvement. That was very much a bug. And all the shaders on the walls, you couldn't change them from the rusted weathered texture. So that was broken as well. New utilities. I'm sorry, you're going to have to explain to me exactly what these new utilities are, because if you're on about the fishing pond, that works. You can catch fish in it anyway. You can't release the fish in it for some reason. And you can't put in your little bait traps in it either. So you can't release... It doesn't act like water. But you can catch fish in it. So, okay, yeah, new utility, that kind of works. Settlement threats. I've had the Vile Brood arrive at mine. Yeah, so I took out the Vile Brood and I got this little head. A Vile Brood mother's head. And it said, take it to the Mercenary Guild. Get yourself a lovely reward from your envoy in its write-up. I did that. And that envoy gave me fudge all. In fact, the option's not there. It's not in the list to donate that head to the Mercenary Guild's envoy. So I think that might be broken. I mean, I've only gone to one system. I went there in normal mode. It didn't give me the option. I haven't seen it in the patch notes. Maybe it's an oversight, but that's not working. It's not working even in the latest of patches. Weathered materials. Well, I don't think I already touched on this one. Yeah, well, you couldn't change it to anything but the weathered materials, and when you tried, it flickered like fudge. So that didn't work either. Robotic base parts. I've seen them. I saw them on Beeble's stream. He had this really cool crane that was picking up blocks and dropping them. Haven't had them as yet. I'm day 6 in on my autophage camp. and I've S-classed every single building. I have not got a singular robotic base part that does all that gnarly stuff yet. So I haven't got to see them yet. I'm not saying they're not there, because I have seen them. Beeble's got them. And you can get the autophage building type things to put inside your freighter, which makes it look like a Borg cube, which look freaking awesome. So that one out of all of them, out of all of them, that's there. That works. Okay. Inhabitant details. Yeah, you can now interact with your inhabitants, and it's got a little line of text. Some of them can be quite funny sometimes, actually. That one, okay, fine. I'm giving you a tick on that one as well. But pretty much everything inside of here at launch was broken or busted or not working as it should, and has slowly been fixed. Yeah, a lot of people say to me, Captain Steve, you can't overly complain about all this stuff. Mainly because it's a free update to No Man's Sky. Okay. Now, my argument is, if you went to a Nintendo Switch 2 player and said, okay, right, here's your copy of No Man's Sky, throw it on. A lot of people are saying, well, what you've paid for is the base version of No Man's Sky, without all these bells and whistles. All this is free on top of the base version. Okay, fine. Tell that Nintendo Switch 2 player to play the base version that they paid for. They can't. The only version that they can play is the version that's got all the DLC bundled into it, and it is live right now. I would say that now that Nintendo Switch 2 has a version, it's a version, and that's kind of standard across the verse. If you try to play No Man's Sky, a digital copy of No Man's Sky, and you download it, you're going to probably get it with all the DLC bundled in and live. The only way that you can play the base version that you've paid for in No Man's Sky is to go buy a hard copy that's actually on the disc. So you're looking at the old PlayStation 4 copy or the Xbox original copy. You can't play the base version all too easily. The version that you've paid for is kind of the version that everybody's on and playing currently. And when people say you can't complain because it's a free update, okay, well, we're moving into this whole new era now where you buy a product, No Man's Sky being the product, the base version being the product, and then you get service packs put in on top that are free. And a lot of places do this. It's like, for example, you get yourself broadband. You've bought broadband as a product, and every now and again when they've upgraded the infrastructure, they would say, right, we're upgrading your line. You're now getting a gigabyte line. You're still paying the same price and you're getting a gigabyte line. And then a little while later they might put it up. That's not always free, and that's probably not the best example. Another example would be the Tesla cars. So Tesla often sends out a new service pack to the product that you have, the Tesla car, and this new service pack will enhance some of its features that you get on the lovely panel inside. One of them being the self-drive feature that they've been working on. One day that self-drive feature is going to go live and people are going to be able to trust it and use it functionally. But say if they did an update and all of a sudden these Tesla cars weren't behaving as they should. It read a stoplight as a go light, and that happened for all Teslas. You know, that's a bug that could cause issues. Oh, don't complain about that. That was a free update, my friend. Free update. Yeah. Well, some of these free updates to No Man's Sky could be that bad that they could break people's saves, meaning that they can't play the game. So when you say don't complain about it, I feel that we need to complain about it to get the actual bug reports over to Hello Games for them to fix it. So I will be complaining, I will be critical. If it means it's going to improve the gaming experience for people, then of course I'm going to be critical of it. I am going to bring it to their attention. I am going to shine a spotlight on it, especially if my community is saying it's affecting me, because I feel that I'm a mouth point and an echo chamber of the community on how they feel. To ignore a massive swathe of the community that has problems just to sort of gain favour with Hello Games, I feel is actually doing Hello Games a disfavour. There was a time that Hello Games and Sean Murray actually took all the feeds from all the different social medias and fed it all onto his own phone, so he could see all the problems and all the critical feedback and all the issues, and he worked with that data. And he shielded the rest of his team from that. He had it going straight to his device. I would say if Hello Games didn't want you to be complaining about issues and things that need fixing, they wouldn't have a Zendesk and they wouldn't encourage the use of it. Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah. Why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much. So although that I do mine in video format, I mean, I have dyslexia, video format for me is the best way that I can actually get around and put things into actual context. For me to type stuff up, it's not going to make frickin' sense to anyone, really, unless I filter it through AI. So I like making videos, and I'm sorry if sometimes it comes across as critical or overly critical, but I am passionate about this game and I want it to be the best gaming experience for everyone. And the best way that I can do so is through video. That's my medium. And I have got an okay sized platform now. I mean, yes, it's 50,000 subscribers. I like to hope that I'm talking for a large swathe of the community for No Man's Sky. And sound off in the comments. Let me know. Am I doing a good job? Am I echoing how you feel? Am I usually on the right sort of path when I am critical? I do try to be measured. Whenever there's something great with No Man's Sky, I'm like, this is freaking great. Whenever there's something slightly wrong with No Man's Sky, I'm like, this needs fixing, it needs fixing ASAP. And that whole list that I went through there on Hello Games' No Man's Sky's feed, Sean of the Murray's feed with all of his little emojis, I think you could probably say I was fairly fair with each and every single one of these as being pretty broken at launch. And that's the highlight list. These are the things that Sean Murray wants to draw people's attention to. But on launch, 90% of that was broken, messy, unplayable, and unfinished. And it's only just getting to the point where you can say, actually, this is shaping up to be quite a good update now. But you've got to admit, when 90% of it is broken, busted, it takes the shine off of it to begin with. There's some people now out there in the community that just refuse to play any new update from No Man's Sky or from Hello Games until they see at least 3 bundles of patches go out. And that's not a good place to be in Hello Games. I think whatever you're doing when it comes to bug testing, before these updates go live, I think just a couple more rounds might be in order, because if you have a couple more updates like beacons, I'll tell you what it is going to do. It's going to make more and more people feel nervous about the state of Light No Fire. But on the flip side, what I would say to those people that are nervous about Light No Fire is you'll probably find that these updates to No Man's Sky being a little bit 90% broken could be because more of the team at Hello Games are working on Light No Fire. That's the only thing I can think is happening. Of course, I'm not a fly on the wall, and of course, this is speculation. But sound off in the comments again. Let me know. Am I right or wrong? And do you think I'm right in saying that these updates, although they're 3, they should be workable? We shouldn't have 90% of it broken, or the potential to upset our game saves. I mean, I said, if you are worried that it might upset your game save, carry on playing the rest of No Man's Sky and ignore the content that's here. And I'd say the same to like Tesla drivers. If they hear on the news that their auto drive feature is running people through a stop sign, maybe turn off the auto drive feature. Carry on using the rest of the features, keep using your car. I wouldn't say stop using your car. So it's that sort of thing. But Hello Games need to be praised that they haven't charged for any of this DLC. They haven't charged for any of these new services. They haven't charged for putting extra depth in these places. And that, thank you Hello Games. They are 3 updates, don't get me wrong. For everybody that's already bought the game, these are very much 3 updates. But when Nintendo Switch 2 players pick it up, and it's the first time that it's come to their platform, what they bought isn't the base model plus all this DLC for free. Because they haven't got the choice to play the base model. They've just got the whole bundle, kit and caboodle, done. If you get me. So they've paid for this. So there are still people playing for these updates. Now Hello Games are also putting out these updates to attract new people. It's like Tesla and the new services they put on. They put on this thing on their cars where a little picture of Santa Claus comes up and you're driving on the sat-nav and it's got Santa's sleigh there and all people are like little elves and all cars are like reindeers. That was free. That was a nice little free update. Put a smile on people's face for Christmas. Hello Games is doing something similar where they're pushing out these free updates to people, but it attracts more people. So Hello Games adding in better squadron defenses, better combat, better sentinel interactions. It's going to attract people that like PvE elements in games. They're going to go like, you know what? The combat in this game's improving. I'm going to jump in. They obviously care about PvE. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to partake in some of that. They are attracting new buyers. They are making money for this. Hello Games are quite clever in putting out updates alongside a sale, attracting new players, growing the audience, growing their revenue. And that's what it's all about. Although to us that have had it for ages, yes, it's free, but there are people paying full price or half price in sales for a game that is 9 years old, that they can't actually play the base version all too easily on all platforms. And they are playing what's out there now. And they probably saw the latest trailer and they're like, I'm buying No Man's Sky. Now it's got freighters, or now that it's got giant beasties in like bugs. If you get me. Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Captain Steve, they're still free. Yes, I know. But there are people that are still paying for it. It's a 9-year-old game. They don't expect 90% of the update that they just bought the game for to be busted. There's a flip side. There's two sides. You've got to be empathetic with the new audience, because the new audience is what's keeping the game going. It's what's keeping Hello Games going. It's the new people buying the game. And it always makes me glad to see a load of Razas and players just in their normal garbs running around inside of the spatial anomaly, because that shows that the game is healthy and it's retaining its players and it's attracting new players. What sometimes upsets me is I see all these new Razas and the new players for a couple of days, maybe a week at best or two, and then everybody's got the same ships again and you don't see so many. But in recent times, since Worlds Part 1 and 2, I am seeing a lot more Raza ships. I'm seeing a lot more going on. Hello Games has hit the nail on the head with Worlds Part 1 and Worlds Part 2. They were sorely needed. The exploration is the biggest draw to this game, and then base building on top of that. I think players right now are spoilt rotten with No Man's Sky, and the only thing that I'd say is taking a little bit of a shine away is when they do an update that obviously has got glaring bugs with it to the point that it makes you nervous about their next game, and that's a concern. And I really do feel Hello Games need to show more on Light No Fire. Because of the silence and because of recent bugs and things with launches of No Man's Sky updates, I think a lot of people are a bit nervous as to why we haven't seen more on Light No Fire. So that's just my final point. Anyway, I think I've rabbited on enough. I think you get what I'm trying to say. At least I hope you do. And yeah, they're free updates, but at the same time, they're delivering a service and people expect the service to run okay. And if it doesn't run okay, and if people's game saves are getting broken, whether it's free or not, people have the right to complain. That's my general gist of this video. Yeah, until next time. Goodbye, and goodbye again.